This is Aaron Smith, Crop Marketing Specialist with University of Tennessee Extension. In this video, we will be discussing minimum price contracts. A minimum price contract is a contract that establishes a floor price while leaving the upside open for price improvements. Farmers typically use minimum price contracts to lock in a sale, establish a price floor, but be able to benefit if the market improves. The final cash price will be the greater of the minimum price or the price that is established during the contract interval. A price rally is an upward movement in prices over a period of time. A disadvantage of minimum price contracts are the transaction costs associated with the contract. One of the keys to utilizing a minimum price contract is understanding the terms and conditions of the contract and knowing when the price can be established at a later date. Terms and conditions of a minimum price contract vary by buyer, so be sure to talk to your local grain purchaser to fully understand the terms and conditions of minimum price contracts.
I'm Jared Woodall, CEO of Woodall Grain Company. Today we're going to talk about minimum pricing contracts. For those that are new to minimum price contracts, they're used to set a price floor for our producers, especially when there's the possibility of the market rising and the producer wants to take advantage but doesn't want to leave the bottom side open. When producers choose to use a minimum price contract, there's a cost that's involved. There's a call option for the futures month that we're operating with. And the premium that call option cost comes off of the base price. So for example, if a farmer is looking at selling a 450 corn and he's quite satisfied with a 425 floor, we could buy a 25-cent call option that would allow that minimum price to be put in place. And then in the event that the board rallies, the farmer can take advantage of the increase in the futures position at a later point or up until expiration of the option. A minimum price contract due to the underlying call option has an expiration date. So the farmer will have up until the expiration date of the call option to set the secondary pricing feature of the minimum price contract. So to clarify that would be at one point in time between the initial contract and the final expiration, the farmer is allowed to set the pricing one more time. One of the largest concerns, and depending on the particular market, is the actual cost of the underlying option. And there will be a later session on a minimum maximum contract here in just a little bit that will actually alleviate some of that expense and bring that minimum price up to a point that's more palatable for the producer. As far as the expiration point, it's what happens when I spend the money and the higher price doesn't come to fruition. If that's the case, then the option expires worthless and the minimum pricing point was set. One of the major advantages to a minimum price contract is that producers can use a minimum price contract to set a floor price under more than the typical 50% pricing threshold that most producers and grain elevators advise farmers to hold within when they're seeing the crop grow. By using a minimum price contract, as long as that call option is open, that call option will protect that farmer from non-production on the higher percentage of sales. It can be a really huge advantage when the farmer is worried about the price falling off going into harvest. So a farmer should, when he's looking at the different contracts that are available to him, minimum price contracts are one that are often underutilized. At any point in time that a farmer has got his cost of production below what his sales capability is, he should be looking at taking advantage of something to set pricings. Well, by setting that price floor with a minimum price contract, it seems to allow the producer more encouragement. It's an encouraging contract to take because he's not going to miss out on the upside. So minimum price contracts are really easy. So you contact your merchandiser or your crop advisor and let them know what you're looking at. Let them know that the market is at a point that you're covering cost of production, and tell them that you've heard a little bit about a minimum price contract, and get the details.
For additional information on minimum price contracts, contact your University of Tennessee Extension or your local grain elevator or purchaser.